Okay, I suppose this is freedom of speech. Now this was sent through my door, and it's been sent through my door before. The same leaflet, exactly the same leaflet, has been sent through my door before. And what it says is, would you like to know the truth? Yeah, okay. And it asks, the truth about what? About some of the most important questions humans have ever asked. Perhaps you have wondered about such questions as these. Right, so I'll put a tick next to the answers I want, the questions I want answering. The one down the bottom here, how can I find happiness in life? I'm not sure Abel is ever entirely happy. Right? The answer to that question is, the only way I could be entirely happy in life is knowing that my offspring are going to be having a better time of it than what I had. Then I'd be happy. Yeah? So if my offspring have more chances and opportunities in life than what I had, doesn't matter what they do, as long as they had more opportunities than what I had, I'd be happy. Yeah, doesn't matter what they do, as long as they have more opportunities. So I can answer that. I don't need that. Right. First question: does God really care about us? Yeah, I need to know that. I need to know. Right? Yeah. And if someone can tell me if God really cares about us, how do they know? I don't know how they know. Right. And the second question: will war and suffering ever end? No, war and suffering will never end. The reason being is because we live in a fragment flipping universe. That's how I know war and suffering will never end. There's always going to be imbalances, and an imbalance in the human brain will cause an argument will escalate and become a fight will escalate and become a gang will escalate and become a gang fight will escalate and become a war. And that's what you're talking about, war and suffering. So you haven't got a chance of ever getting rid of war, unless of course you put a clamp on every human's head, alright, and that clamp doesn't let you do anything, and you can't move or do anything. All you can do is sit in one position and never ever do anything. You just grab rid of your head and you can't do anything. So you can stop humans warring. What happens to us when we die? Well, I've died once and I know exactly what it's like to be dead, so I don't need that question answering. I've already answered it myself because I've been dead once. I've been CPR'd back to life. Is there any hope for the dead? Well, I'd like them to answer that question for me. I'd like the undead and the people who haven't ever died to answer that question for me. Since they think they know more because they've read a book, right? I've been dead, I know what it's like to be dead, alright? So if you want to answer that question, by all means, answer that question for me. How can I pray and be heard by God? Well, that's really the answer to the first question, so it's a rhetorical question. So really you've got 2 lines of text here that you've wasted 1 line of text there, okay? So that means you've really wasted some of God's precious ink on this paper just to fill the page up. You've 2 questions identical, really. And then the final one, how can I find happiness in life? And I've just answered that one. So then I go on and read the rest of this, and it's got answers. Miraculously, they've actually answered all the questions inside. Yeah. Right, each one's got an answer on it, miraculously, and then they ask you to send them some money for a book. I take it. Oh, it's without obligation. You can try this book for free without obligation. So I see the purpose of the pamphlet, right? The truth is behind the pamphlet. It's always behind. The truth is behind. Yeah, and that's the Bible, mate. That's the Bible summed up in a 4-page pamphlet. And I hope you understood what I've just explained there. Right? That is every single Bible or religious scripture on the whole planet summed up in a small video which is 5 minutes and 14 seconds long. I hope you understood it. I do read the Bible from time to time, and it only brings coincidences. That's all it ever brings. The very next day I get a stream of coincidences from reading it. It is a Pandora's box for idiots. The Bible, a Pandora's box for idiots. And I've had some beer tonight which I didn't want, but there you go. The Bible is a Pandora's box for idiots, so I'm going to do that one. The Bible is a Pandora's box for idiots. So we'll do that video next. The Bible is a Pandora's box for idiots. I'm just going to answer some of my questions. This is paedophile, isn't it? This is a paedophile book. Don't use a little girl with a red rose. It's a paedophile book. Does God really care about us? Why the question arises: we live in a world full of cruelty and injustice. Many religions teach that the sufferings we experience are God's will. What the Bible teaches: God never causes what is wicked. Far be it from the true God to act wickedly and the Almighty to act unjustly, says Job 34:10. God has a loving purpose for humans. That is why Jesus taught us to pray, Our Father in the heavens, let your kingdom come. Then you will take place as in heaven, also upon earth. Matthew 6:9-10. God cares so deeply about us that He has gone to great lengths to make the fulfillment of His purpose a certainty. John. Aliens. That's aliens. He's talking about aliens. Okay? That's an alien race. You're praying to an alien race, and the alien race is saying that I'm not being wicked or nasty to you, alright, but you've got to do things my way, otherwise it's the highway. So does God really exist? It's a group of aliens. Will war and suffering ever end? Question. Why the question arises: war continues to claim untold number of human lives. All of us have been touched by human suffering. What the Bible teaches: God foretells a time when He will establish peace earthwide. Under His kingdom, a heavenly government, people will not learn war anymore. Instead, they will beat their swords into their plowshares. God will bring an end to all injustice and suffering. The Bible promises God will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will no more, neither will mourning, nor outcry, nor pain be any more. The former thing, including today's injustices and suffering, have passed away. Revelations. So basically what that's saying is, someone thinks that war and suffering will end. No. Sorry. There's other races on other planets, and they will have wars, and they will try and war with us, and we will have to fight continuously forevermore. There will never be a time when humans will not be at war with someone or themselves. At the moment we're quite happy warring with ourselves because we've got no one else to fight against, and we make up fictional shit and stupidity, and we fight over commodities. Well, soon we're going to be fighting over a big commodity, which is our solar system. Soon.